Have you ever wondered how many healthy years you have left after turning 65? As we age, each year becomes more precious, and our bodies begin to send subtle signals about our health and longevity. Some people remain energetic, mentally sharp, and active, while others start feeling sluggish, fatigued, and more vulnerable to illnesses. What makes the difference? The answer lies in a few simple yet powerful signs that scientists have studied for years. In this video, we'll reveal 9 key signs that can help you predict your lifespan, and more importantly, how to improve them to ensure a healthier, more fulfilling life. Let us know in the comments where you're watching from and at what time of day. And if you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss valuable content in the future. Sign number 1. Your walking speed. One of the strongest predictors of how long you'll live after 65 isn't found in your DNA, your medical records, or even your diet. It's something much simpler: your walking speed. Studies have consistently shown that older adults who maintain a steady, brisk walking pace tend to live longer and healthier lives compared to those who slow down significantly. Walking speed is closely linked to overall health, including muscle strength, cardiovascular fitness, and even brain function. Think about 2 individuals, James and Robert, both 68 years old. James has made walking a daily habit, keeping a steady pace as he moves through his neighborhood every morning. He walks with confidence, climbs stairs with ease, and doesn't feel the need to take frequent breaks. Robert, on the other hand, used to be active, but over the years he has slowed down significantly. He now struggles to keep up with others, feels unsteady on his feet, and often needs to pause for rest. While James's pace suggests his body is still functioning efficiently, Robert's decline in walking speed could be an early warning sign of muscle loss, poor circulation, or even neurological decline. The good news? Walking speed is something you can improve. If you've noticed yourself slowing down, don't ignore it. Small efforts can make a big difference. Start by taking short daily walks, incorporating gentle leg exercises, or using light weights to strengthen your lower body. Because at the end of the day, how fast you move through life, literally, can tell you a lot about how long you'll keep moving at all. So pay attention to your pace. It might just be the simplest way to check in on your longevity. Sign 2. Your grip strength. Believe it or not, the strength of your handshake can reveal more about your future than you might think. Research has found that grip strength is one of the clearest indicators of overall vitality in older adults. A firm, steady grip suggests strong muscles, good circulation, and a well-functioning nervous system. On the other hand, a weak or declining grip can be an early warning sign of muscle loss, frailty, and even a higher risk of health complications. Take Richard and Thomas, both 70 years old. Richard has always taken care of his physical strength, staying active and lifting light weights regularly. He has no trouble opening jars, carrying groceries, or gripping a doorknob firmly. Thomas, however, has noticed that simple tasks, like twisting off a bottle cap or holding onto a heavy bag, have become harder than they used to be. He dismisses it as just a part of aging, unaware that his declining grip strength could be signaling a loss of muscle mass. Over time, this weakness could make him more prone to falls, injuries, and even a shorter lifespan. Your hands are a reflection of your overall muscle health. If your grip is weakening, chances are so is the rest of your body. The more strength you lose, the harder it becomes to stay independent, active, and resilient. But the good news is that you can rebuild it. Simple exercises like squeezing a tennis ball, using hand grippers, or even carrying light weights can help maintain your grip and keep your muscles strong. So take a moment and test your grip. If it feels weaker than it used to, don't ignore it. Because how well you hold on to things today might just tell you how well you'll hold on to life in the years to come. Sign 3. Your ability to balance on one leg. Balance is something most people take for granted until they start losing it. But did you know that your ability to stand on one leg for at least 10 seconds is one of the strongest predictors of how long you'll live? Research shows that poor balance is linked to a higher risk of falls, injuries, and even cognitive decline, while those who maintain their balance well into their later years tend to live longer and healthier lives. Imagine two women, Linda and Margaret, both in their late 60s. Linda has always been active. She practices yoga, takes daily walks, and can easily lift one foot off the ground for several seconds without wobbling. Her movements are smooth, her coordination is sharp, and she rarely feels unsteady. Margaret, on the other hand, hasn't paid much attention to her balance over the years. When she tries to stand on one leg, she immediately starts tipping over, needing to grab onto something for support. What Margaret doesn't realize is that this loss of balance isn't just an inconvenience. It's a warning sign that her coordination, muscle strength, and even brain function may be declining. Good balance relies on strong legs, a responsive nervous system, and a healthy brain. If you find yourself stumbling more often, feeling unsteady when turning quickly, or needing to hold on to furniture for support, it's time to take action. The best part? Balance can be improved. Simple exercises like standing on one foot for a few seconds each day, walking heel to toe, or practicing light Tai Chi can help rebuild your stability. Try this test right now. Stand up and lift one foot off the ground. Can you hold it for 10 seconds without struggling? If not, don't panic, but don't ignore it either. The more you work on your balance today, the stronger and steadier you'll be in the years ahead. Sign 4. Your sleep quality. How well you sleep at night says a lot about how long and how well you'll live. Sleep isn't just about rest. It's when your body repairs itself, strengthens the immune system, and clears toxins from the brain. Research has shown that people over 65 who get consistent high-quality sleep tend to live longer, healthier lives, while those who struggle with poor sleep face a higher risk of memory decline, heart disease, and weakened immunity. Take two men, Henry and Bill, both in their late 60s. Henry has a steady bedtime routine. He sleeps around 7 hours a night, wakes up feeling refreshed, and maintains good energy levels throughout the day. Bill, however, has restless nights. He tosses and turns, wakes up multiple times, and often struggles to fall asleep at all. Over time, Bill starts experiencing brain fog, fatigue, and changes in his blood pressure, all linked to his declining sleep quality. If you wake up feeling exhausted, struggle to stay asleep, or notice changes in your sleep patterns, don't brush it off. Your body is telling you something. Poor sleep can be caused by stress, poor diet, lack of physical activity, or underlying health conditions like sleep apnea. The good news: sleep quality can be improved. Simple adjustments, like reducing screen time before bed, sticking to a routine, getting natural sunlight in the morning, or avoiding heavy meals at night, can make a huge difference. Sleep isn't just about feeling rested. It's about keeping your body and mind functioning at their best. So tonight, pay attention to your sleep. If you wake up tired or struggle to stay asleep, it's time to make adjustments. Because how well you rest today might just determine how strong and healthy you stay in the years ahead. Before we move on to sign number 5, take a moment to reflect. Have you recognized any of these signs in yourself? Have you started thinking about ways to improve your walking speed, strengthen your grip, enhance your balance, or get better sleep? Your body is constantly giving you signals about your health and longevity, and now you know what to look for. So, which of these first 4 signs stood out to you the most? Let us know in the comments below. Now, let's move on to the 5th sign, one that reveals even more about your long-term well-being. Sign number 5, your appetite and eating habits. The way you eat after 65 is one of the strongest indicators of how long you might live. A healthy appetite and a well-balanced diet keep your body strong, your immune system resilient, and your energy levels high. On the other hand, a sudden loss of appetite or poor eating habits can signal underlying health issues and even accelerate aging. Consider 2 women, Margaret and Susan, both 74 years old. Margaret enjoys her meals, eats a variety of fresh, whole foods, and maintains a steady weight. She looks forward to preparing her own meals and feels energized throughout the day. Susan, however, has noticed that she isn't as hungry as she used to be. She skips meals, relies on processed foods, and has unintentionally lost weight over the past year. What she doesn't realize is that her declining appetite isn't just a small change. It's a red flag that her body may not be absorbing nutrients properly, which could weaken her muscles, slow down her metabolism, and even affect her immune system. A decreased appetite in older adults is often linked to digestive issues, hormonal changes, or even early signs of cognitive decline. When you're not eating enough, your body starts breaking down muscle, leading to weakness, frailty, and an increased risk of falls and illness. If you've noticed changes in your eating habits, whether it's feeling full too quickly, a lack of interest in food, or unexpected weight loss, it's important to take action. Eating well after 65 isn't just about staying full, it's about giving your body the nutrients it needs to function properly. Focus on whole, nutrient-dense foods, stay hydrated, and don't ignore a shrinking appetite. It could be your body's way of telling you that something needs attention. So ask yourself, are you still enjoying your meals, or have you noticed a change? Sign number 6, your ability to handle stress. How you handle stress after 65 says a lot about how long you might live. Chronic stress isn't just an emotional burden. It weakens your immune system, increases your risk of heart disease, and even accelerates aging. On the other hand, those who know how to manage stress effectively tend to stay healthier, more active, and mentally sharp well into their later years. Take John and Richard, both 76 years old. John faces challenges just like anyone else: unexpected expenses, health scares, family issues, but he has learned to handle them with a calm, steady approach. He practices deep breathing, stays socially engaged, and doesn't dwell on problems longer than necessary. Richard, however, holds on to stress. He constantly worries about things outside of his control, feels overwhelmed by small frustrations, and often finds himself stuck in negative thought patterns. Over time, this constant stress wears on his body. His blood pressure rises, his sleep suffers, and his energy levels drop. Long-term stress triggers inflammation in the body, which has been linked to nearly every major age-related disease, from Alzheimer's to heart conditions. If you often feel tense, irritable, or emotionally drained, don't ignore it. Finding ways to manage stress, whether through mindfulness, exercise, deep breathing, or even laughter, can add years to your life. Ask yourself, when challenges arise, do you adapt and move forward, or do you hold on to worry and let stress take control? Your ability to stay calm, find solutions, and focus on what you can control isn't just good for your mind. It's a key factor in how long and how well you live. Sign 7. Your flexibility and mobility. Have you noticed that getting out of bed in the morning feels stiffer than it used to? Or that reaching for something on a high shelf requires more effort? Your flexibility and mobility after 65 are more than just about comfort. They're key indicators of how well you'll move, function, and stay independent in the years to come. People who maintain good flexibility and mobility tend to live longer, while those who experience stiffness and restricted movement are at a higher risk of falls, joint pain, and reduced quality of life. Think about Robert and Edward, both 72 years old. Robert has always taken care of his body. He does simple stretching exercises daily, stays active, and moves with ease. He can bend down to tie his shoes, turn his head comfortably while driving, and get up from a chair without using his hands. Edward, on the other hand, has neglected his flexibility over the years. He finds it difficult to reach down, feels tightness in his back and legs, and struggles with stiff joints in the morning. What he doesn't realize is that his lack of flexibility is more than just discomfort. It's a warning sign of reduced circulation, joint deterioration, and muscle stiffness that could impact his longevity. The good news? Flexibility can be improved at any age. Simple habits like gentle stretching, yoga, or mobility exercises can loosen stiff joints, improve circulation, and prevent injuries. If you've noticed yourself becoming less flexible or more prone to stiffness, don't ignore it. Start with small, daily movements to keep your body agile and strong. Because how well you move today will determine how well you live in the years ahead. So, how flexible are you? Try reaching for your toes. Was it easier or harder than you expected? Sign 8. Your memory and cognitive sharpness. Have you ever walked into a room and forgotten why you were there, or struggled to recall a name that was just on the tip of your tongue? Occasional forgetfulness is normal, but a noticeable decline in memory and cognitive sharpness after 65 could be a warning sign of neurological aging. Studies show that people who actively engage their brains through learning and mental challenges tend to maintain their cognitive function longer, while those who neglect their mental health are at a higher risk of dementia and Alzheimer's disease. Meet Helen and Dorothy, both 70 years old. Helen keeps her brain active. She reads daily, plays crossword puzzles, and enjoys learning new things. Her conversations are lively, her thoughts are clear, and she adapts quickly to new situations. Dorothy, however, has gradually stopped engaging in mentally stimulating activities. She watches TV for most of the day, struggles to recall certain words, and finds it harder to follow conversations. While she dismisses it as just getting older, what she doesn't realize is that her brain is losing its sharpness due to lack of stimulation. Your brain functions like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it stays. If you've noticed slower thinking, difficulty recalling information, or trouble concentrating, don't ignore it. The good news? Cognitive decline isn't inevitable. Keeping your brain active by reading, solving puzzles, learning new skills, or even socializing regularly can help preserve your memory and thinking abilities. So how sharp is your mind? Challenge yourself today. Try memorizing a short poem, solving a brain teaser, or picking up a new hobby, because how well you think today will shape the clarity of your mind in the years to come. Sign 9. Your social connections. Did you know that the strength of your relationships could predict how long you'll live? Studies have consistently shown that people with strong social ties, whether through friendships, family, or community involvement, tend to live longer, healthier lives. On the other hand, loneliness and isolation have been linked to higher risks of heart disease, depression, cognitive decline, and even early mortality. Take Eleanor and Barbara, both 78 years old. Eleanor has an active social life. She stays in touch with old friends, participates in a local book club, and enjoys spending time with family. She looks forward to conversations, laughs often, and feels a sense of connection to the people around her. Barbara, however, spends most of her time alone. Over the years, she's lost touch with friends, and though she has family, she rarely reaches out. As the months pass, she starts feeling isolated, her mood declines, and her overall health begins to suffer. Human connection isn't just emotional support, it's essential for physical health. When you interact with others, your brain stays active, your stress levels drop, and your body releases chemicals that promote overall well-being. If you've found yourself withdrawing from social activities, avoiding phone calls, or spending too much time alone, it's time to change that. Staying connected doesn't mean you have to be surrounded by people all the time. Even small efforts like calling a friend, joining a local group, or making time for meaningful conversations can make all the difference. So, how strong are your social connections? Reach out to someone today, reconnect with an old friend, or simply start a conversation. Because the relationships you nurture today don't just bring happiness, they help ensure that you stay healthier and live longer in the years to come. Now that you know these 9 signs, take a moment to reflect. Where do you stand? Are you moving through life with strength and confidence, or have you noticed subtle changes that might be warning signs? The good news is that most of these factors, your walking speed, grip strength, balance, sleep quality, eating habits, stress levels, flexibility, cognitive sharpness, and social connections, are things you can improve. Your future isn't set in stone. The choices you make today can have a powerful impact on how many years you have ahead of you, and more importantly, the quality of life you experience in those years. So start now. Take more walks, strengthen your muscles, prioritize good sleep, stay socially connected, and find ways to manage stress. If you found this video helpful, like, share, and subscribe to stay updated with more health insights. Which of these signs resonated with you the most? Let us know in the comments below.